Having picked our 11, we're now moving on to managers.
Who was the last one?
We'll put it up on the screen right now. The winner of the...
I totally knew you hadn't done that.
Yeah, so we've had to trunk it. What we realised is that we were never going to be able to get out of this series because we're always a week ahead. So yeah, anyway, next week we'll be discussing the full and final 11 and working out whether we think it's genuinely the best that we could have done from that situation. Then we'll have a whole new series beginning here on a Friday, so do stay tuned for that.
No.
Alex Ferguson? No.
No.
Is that because you can't bring yourself to put Alex Ferguson for?
Controversy.
No.
You can't have Bob Paisley.
Can't have Bob Paisley.
I think there is one manager who's done more for English football than Sir Alex Ferguson. I think if you were just going to build it on success, yeah, Sir Alex Ferguson's been the best manager in the Premier League history. But Arsene Wenger changed English football into what it is now, or at least he was the catalyst for that change, and therefore I would vote for him.
No.
What? Okay. What do you mean?
Well, he changed everything about it. He changed the training methods that English clubs go through. You know, he came in and it was all like a beer and curry culture and all that type of stuff. Completely knocked that on the head. You know, started looking at people's diets and stuff like that. Started getting coaches in who started to think about it scientifically and not traditionally, with us watching what English coaches used to do before that. No, look, he changed the diet and nutrition. He changed the playing style. You know, there's so many teams around the league now who play possession-based football. That was all started with Arsene Wenger. For me, fourth place, 20 years on the bounce, apparently.
Yeah, it was good, which is good. No, let's not forget that's a good thing, by the way.
He was one of the ones who started bringing in youth players from abroad for really cheap. You know, that's a model Liverpool use now. That was something that started with Arsene Wenger. He brought Patrick Vieira in. You know, he brought Thierry Henry in, he brought Nicolas Anelka in. He started all of this. This like Kante, he was one of them.
Yeah.
That's what Kante was. Arsene Wenger did all of this.
He created a production cycle that Man United sort of had that, but not in the same way, because Man United still had to go out and buy to do it, whereas you think about the left-back situation. Now, it became a bit of a law of diminishing returns, but, you know, you had Ashley Cole, and then Ashley Cole would move on, and Gael Clichy would come in and step in, and then I think Armin Traore didn't quite make it, did he? But then they had Gibbs the next one. He never had to go out and spend. I mean, look, it's all largely fallen apart now, and because it was going to be tough to sustain. But you're right. You know, he should be commended for having that system work for as long as it.
Can have an honorary mention, but that's about it. Sir Alex Ferguson just wins it because a lot of those things you just said, though, he was already doing or took on and did better. I think. I mean, you think about the culture thing. Ferguson was already on the culture thing because when he come to Man United, there was a thing called the Tuesday Club, where it was all the drinkers, and he got rid of them all. Like Norman Whiteside, Paul McGarry, he was seen as staples. He even had to tell Brian Robson to like wind it in. He got rid of all them. He got rid of all the bad influences at the club and he did that not once. He did that loads of times. He did that at the end of the '95 season when he had Paul Ince, Andre Kanchelskis. Got rid of them, and everyone was like, "What are you doing?" And he was, "I'm going to go again with new players." The things that Wenger brought into the game. And it's the things that Arsenal fans criticise him for is he didn't keep that up. He didn't keep reinventing himself. So Alex Ferguson did. He took the things that Wenger brought in and he run with them.
I thought the difference is that, and maybe it's a smart move by Ferguson. He actually surrounded himself with better people throughout the years.
He changed the people.
He changed them as well.
No, that's what. But he did that. That's what he did better than Wenger. Wenger stuck with his sort of crew, and then obviously brings in Bold and later.
What Wenger did was he has this perfect vision of what football should be. And he spent his entire life trying to get that. And it's like that, you're a musician, you've got this song, your masterpiece in your head, and it needs more. You're tinkering trying to get it right, and all you end up with is a fucking mess at the end of it. Whereas Ferguson just had his vision, was a team that won league titles, and year on year, every couple of years, he'd refresh it and find a new way of doing it.
He was also willing to put up with characters. So we had Cantona. Now we treat Cantona completely different to everyone else, but he didn't give a fuck. He didn't care if someone come knocking on his door and said, "Why do you let him do something that I can't do?" We go, "Because of that on the pitch." You know, he had Ryan Giggs and Lee Sharp, and he binned off Lee Sharp.
Well, he fucked it with Lee Sharp, in fairness.
Well, no, he binned off Lee Sharp. And he could have done the same
but
with
he,
Giggs.
but he used Lee Sharp as the
example.
That's how not
he got that wrong with Lee
Giggs.
Sharp
Well,
and changed it for Giggs. He did.
But I don't think he got
it. And he learned from his mistakes.
But I don't think he got it wrong with Lee Sharp. I think what he did with Lee Sharp was he just basically said to him, "There's your career path. If you want to go this way, you end up going to Leeds as the main man and be basically bombed out of football within 2 years." He let him go and do his own mistakes.
No, but he let all the media get to Lee Sharp well before this.
No, I know, but...
And that's what he did. That's what he changed with Ryan Giggs. You know, taking him in and out. And they always used to say he was wrapping him in cotton wool and all that. That came from his mismanagement of Lee Sharp, for me anyway.
Yeah. Well, again, yeah, but it's a point.
But he learned from it.
It's a point to be commended for. Yeah, absolutely. Liam, what do you reckon?
I feel weird in my situation because you mentioned all these names and that. I don't think I was even born around that time. So like, you see where he's like, hey, did this, did that. I told you, this guy is like, I don't even know.
What year were you born in?
1998.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm 18. I'm not like 12 years old, even though I do look it. I'm not that bad. But I mean, it is obviously still Alex Ferguson because in terms of domination, I mean, I'm quite impressed with like how you said Arsene Wenger in the way he changed English football, how it's perceived, and it is just Alex Ferguson.
Really though, mate, I just can't bring myself to give it to Ferguson.
No, but
I think everyone knows that. It's fine. I can admit it.
I mean, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Just like it's just because I don't think it'll ever happen again.
Yeah.
Ranieri.
Ranieri? No. And look, he's not.
I mean, family. Don't know how long it probably
I'm
takes for
starting to
something
think
like that to happen
Ranieri
again.
didn't actually manage that club.
Well, there's a lot of this now. Yeah, there's been a few
I'm
people.
starting to think that club managed.
I know it's just because it's just focusing to me because of the way I've been raised, stuff like that. It's just been domination after domination for Man United, especially now growing up. But if you want to talk about the most incredible thing a manager has probably done in such a short space of time, definitely Ranieri.
Well, that's it. I think, it's the opposite end of the scale, isn't it? Because, Alex Ferguson being able to constantly regenerate, he's like fucking Doctor Who, isn't he? He just, kept going, and being success after success after success. But what Ranieri did was exactly to come out the blue and be able to do that. And look, again, this always happens in football. There's a bit of revisionism that happens where it's dead easy to take away the glory from someone when they're not able to replicate it. But this is the thing. Yeah, I think look, Ranieri's worth a mention. I actually think similarly, but I think a better shout in some regards. Dalglish. Because, yes, you could say the same thing with the Blackburn thing. He was given money and it was a bit of an outlier in winning the league title with Blackburn. Although, to be fair, it was a couple of good seasons coming. We're doing this as a Premier League era. The guy still has 3 league titles under his belt, albeit not Premier League titles as well. And we look at his win percentage, and these were accurate to the end of last season for a few of them. Like, I think he only had a 48% win percentage, but then he did manage Newcastle in that period as well.
One thing I would say about Dalglish is he was clever enough to recognise that he could never replicate that again. So went and done his he went and played golf a lot, didn't he? Let's be honest. He went and played and let someone else suffer the consequences that Ranieri suffered this season. You could never replicate. He knew he couldn't replicate that again. He knew United would come again the next season, so he decided, with his wisdom, to just say, right, I'm just going to move upstairs. I'm not leaving. I am, but I'm just going to go and become the director of something or other.
Yeah. Is it worth? I mean, we've not mentioned Jose Mourinho yet, Chris.
I think you'd have to. I think again, he's a guy who came into the league and dominated. What's his win percentage? 66%.
66%.
Better than anybody else on that list.
Prior to this season, but yeah.
Better than anyone else on that list. So it's unbelievable what he's done.
How many seasons has he been in the Premier League?
Maybe so that 5? Was 2004 to 2007 originally with Chelsea, then 13 to 15. So that's what?
6.
6 in total.
6.
And how many Premier Leagues has he won in 6 years?
3.
So yeah, it's got a big, because at the end of the day, what Sir Alex Ferguson's got inside is time. He was at the Premier League for all that time. Yeah. So
it's 13 out of probably 20 years, maybe.
Yeah. So he's
19 years. I think it's 19 years. Is that right? As a manager in the Premier League with Man United, 13 league titles is pretty.
But you can see from this that 66 win percentage for Jose Mourinho and 65, only 1% lower. With about an extra 9 years as Ferguson. So he's kept the consistency throughout all that time. Yeah. So I guess that's the point.
Yeah, as ever, it's more everyone's an honourable mention, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Under
13
Alex
league
Ferguson.
titles. What's the next closest? Arsene Wenger and him with 3.
And Mourinho and both with 3. Yeah, and then you've got the likes of Mancini with 1 who had a 62% win percentage over 4 seasons.
Pellegrini in there?
Pellegrini's not there. No. Rafa Benitez, who had a 55% win percentage, obviously didn't win a league title, but was, you know, had a good, when you consider his spells, part of that is actually a season with the end of a season with Newcastle as well.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
Goldie.
There is one manager who has won the manager of the season as many times as Alex Ferguson.
David Moyes.
David Moyes, and we're not even talking about him.
What? Exactly.
He's won it 3 times. So Alex Ferguson only won it 3 times. Davy Moyes.
Shows how worthless that is, doesn't it, really? It was that, was it, like, he won, like, winning the LMA Manager of the Year award. It's just like a poison chalice, isn't it? But yeah, no, I think, like I say, a bit of fun more than anything else. And an opportunity, because even though
you
I
will get
can't
people,
stand
sorry,
Alex
you will
Ferguson,
get people, though, who will be adamant that it is Wenger and it is Mourinho.
I think there's a case to be made. You can talk about the impact of these guys, and it's not to say, because in any other normal league, Ferguson, you just chop Ferguson out of it, and you could have a really interesting debate about Wenger, Mourinho, Dalglish, etc., even the likes of Benitez and Houllier and what have you. But
no one's having Houllier.
No, but Houlier's win percentage is up there with the best. And what it is the thing, we're talking about Premier League manager as well. And when it comes down to it, 13 league titles, and you can look at what other managers achieved around about, he actually achieved all the thing is, stuff as well.
Look, we're building a team here, and he's managed in the year of all the players that have been included in the team. So he's the perfect man to manage that team.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. So we will throw a vote up, if only just to keep up with it. So the 4 that we're going to put forward, therefore, vote. Click the eye in the corner of the screen, by the way. Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger, Jose Mourinho,
Ranieri,
David Moyes,
and Kenny Dalglish. Actually, we can have 5, can't we? So yeah, go on. We'll throw Claudio in there just to cheer him up, because he's obviously very sad at the moment. Right, he's probably okay. But yeah, you can vote by clicking the eye in the corner of the screen. Is there anyone you feel that we should have discussed and didn't? Let us know that in the comments below. Big Sam. No, look, listen, Big Sam Allardyce revolutionised the game in Bolton. Alan Pardew.
Yeah.
Pards. Best dance moves.
Just for that dance is worth mention.
No, weird. So weird. No, well, I didn't try, because that implies that you just did.
I thought you were trying, but then you felt something in your back and.
Oh yeah, I haven't got the hips for that anymore. Like not pard hips.
No. Yeah.
Hashtag pard hips.
So that wraps us up for the selection of the people within our all-time Premier League 11. Next week, for the final part of the series, we'll be here. We'll be here to talk through our finished team. Check back next week, and then the new series will begin the week after. Click the Ball Street emblem. Subscribe to the channel if you love what we do at Ball Street and on Social Club. Let's get Ball Street to 50k and beyond to 100. It's all down to you. We love you. If you like us, please do it. Do it right now. We'll see you back here normally, as ever, for Social Club on a Monday.